Hi, my name is Libin Abraham, and I get the joy of being the lead pastor at Ventry Bible Fellowship in the Carrollton, Texas area, and I also get to be one of the co-founders for Freedom Church Alliance. Biblical justice is the very fabric of God's heart, and all throughout the scriptures, in both Old and New Testament, you see God standing up for the voiceless, being an advocate for the poor, for the needy, for those who are pushed to the fringes of society, those who are found without hope. God cares deeply about justice. In fact, when Jesus began his public ministry, in Luke 4, he gets up in the synagogue and says, "The Spirit of the Lord is upon me. He's anointed me to preach good news to the poor, to proclaim release of captives, freedom for the oppressed, recovery of sight to the blind, and to proclaim the year of the Lord's favor." Jesus came to bring freedom in every imaginable way. And so as believers and churches who are called into this freedom, we carry the same mission of Jesus, because Jesus told his disciples, "Just as the Father has sent me, I am now sending you," with the same heartbeat, with the same mission of love and freedom and justice to the world. So we can't be authentically following Jesus unless we're following the very mission for which Christ was sent, which was freedom of every sort. I remember hearing a story of really an apology from a German Christian who lived during the Nazi regime in World War II. And he said their church was right in front of the train tracks that led Jews to concentration camps. And every week they would hear the whistling of the train that would go by. And they would almost time it to where when the trains came by, they would sing louder so that they could drown out the cries of the victims. And so as the cries got louder, they would sing louder, just so that they wouldn't have to deal with the atrocity of such a Holocaust. And sometimes churches today can seem to do the same thing. We sing louder, we get so comfortable inward with our own fellowship and community that we forget the real dire needs of those in our own city. Cars that are driving by and families who are driving by that are hurting, that are oppressed, even victims of trafficking that are right in our city, in our region. So we don't want to be a church that sings louder when we hear the cries of the needy. And we want to be a church that is fully engaged in the heart of God and the very character and mission of God to proclaim freedom, to proclaim justice, and the favor of the Lord that has come in and through Jesus Christ. Joining the fight against human trafficking is one of the greatest endeavors of your life. It's a cause worth giving your life to. The truth, friend, is that this work of justice, it's an uphill battle. And there will be moments where you are discouraged, you're distracted. Maybe you're growing in apathy because you're wondering, is this even making a difference? Does my work actually matter? You may be even in despair, afraid because the weight of this work is on your shoulders. But it's gospel truth and the gospel power of Jesus that silences the voice of the enemy and allows you to both begin and stay in this journey for freedom. It is the good news of the gospel that moves you toward your neighbor who needs freedom. It is the light of the gospel that sends you into utter darkness. It is the freedom of the gospel that sends you to captives all around us. It is love that compels, grace that motivates us, and the power of the Holy Spirit that allows you to endure and stay in this journey of justice until every captive is free indeed. If you're like me, I used to be a church staff member once, and I had no idea there was human trafficking happening all around me. As soon as I began to find out the details of what was around me, I got pretty overwhelmed, wondering where do I even begin? And you're trying to take a deep dive into this complicated, vast work of evil in our city and in our world. Well, if you're feeling overwhelmed, I want to invite you to join the Freedom Church Alliance. It's an amazing alliance of churches from all around Houston and now around the world that are coming together to say we can do something greater together than we could on our own. It's an alliance that's partnering with frontline ministries and organizations all around the country who are experts in this field. And this is an incredible on-ramp for you. You will be able to work with amazing ministry leaders and organizations around the country to see to it that your church can make an incredible difference in the world. Because the truth is that every evil in the world springs forth from a spirit of evil and the power of the enemy that is still holding so many hostage to his lies. We know truth. We have His power in us. So join us and let's together make a kingdom difference in your city, in your region, wherever you're at. Don't do this alone. Be encouraged by other churches who are joining the effort. So today, if you're feeling a stirring in your heart towards God's work of justice in the world, today will you consider Freedom Church Alliance?